question regarding the SQL. It is database part, which is most of the time asked every front-end, back-end, full-stack developer. Without database, your application is not complete. And let's start with that problem. The first question we have, what are the joins in SQL? It is a most common question, and it means like join clauses is used to combine the row from two or more table based on the related column between them. We have a like student ID and name column, table A, similar for the table B. Applying the joins over there, and you get 1004 is a common in both of them. So you get the common data comparing between them. Next, we have our types of join in SQL Server. There is like left outer join, right outer join, full outer join, inner join. And we have to be return what is the value we are returning from the left or right or full and inner, and what is the meaning of that. So left outer join means it return all the row from the left table along with the matching row from the right table. If I can say we have a table, a 5 record table, we have a 4 record, it will return 5. Similar for the right one, we have returned to 4 row. Full outer join is written all row from the both the left and right table in the join. Similarly for the inner join, it return only common row from both table and meet the join condition. Next we have a self join. What is a self join? Self join is a join of table to itself. And when to use self join, I can say if you have a user master table and there is some employee who is a manager role and who is like working under that manager, so you can apply the self join over there to get like how many manager get occupied by with how many candidates, how many resources. I can say manager 1 have a 3 resources, manager 2 have a 5 resources, like that. So user master table, in that we can apply the self join condition and check out how many they are combining or map over there. In the example, you can see we have employee table. There is a multiple column name, and we are trying to combine first name, last name, or manager name or employee name. So select aliases using first name, employee, first name, manager from this employee table as a left join, and apply on M. The same table you are using as a E, as aliases, M as aliases, and applying the joins on the employee ID in the m.employee ID, and similarly for the e.manager ID. Order by manager. You can see the name is coming employee and manager. Next we have our indexes in SQL Server. SQL Server have indexes like cluster, non-cluster, and it is relational database to retrieve the data very fast, and they are similar to index at the start of the books. I can say which purpose is to find the topic quickly. Variation of indexes, we have a cluster and non-cluster index. In the cluster index, I can say it is a type of index that determines the physical order of the data in the table, and the table can be sorted in only way, like there can be only one cluster index per table. And you can see in most of the table, employee table, other table, you have a primary key. The primary key is nothing but an index, cluster index. And in SQL Server, you must say primary key on a column, then it will be automatically create a cluster index and a particular column. Non-cluster, similarly we have unique key type, I can say, and it is stored in the one place, and table data is stored in another place. And table can have a multiple non-cluster index in a table. Like you can see we have multiple unique table, like you can apply as a PAN number, Aadhaar number, mobile number. It is a unique, so we can see it is a non-cluster type. Next we have what is the difference between the cluster and non-cluster index. So cluster index is a type of index and that determines the physical order of the data in a table, but non-cluster index store at one place and table data store in another place. For example, book index. And next I can say table can have only one cluster index and table can have a multiple non-cluster index also. Cluster index is faster and non-cluster index is slower compared to cluster index. How to create the cluster and non-cluster index in a table? The syntax for this, we have a create clustered index name on which table we are trying to create this cluster index, table name and column name, order as ascending or descending. Similar for the create non-cluster index name on which table, column name like employee ID or PAN number or mobile number, you can type that column name here as ascending or descending. And next I can say when you create a primary key constant, a cluster index on the column is automatically created. Next I can say question we have in which column you will apply the indexing to optimize this query. Like I have a query select part, and this is the basic concept which is asked in the interview, in the service based interview